Would you use a teleport machine?
No. Flat out no, never.
Yeah, I did that. I did predict that. Yeah.
No, because we've talked about the ship of Theseus before. We've talked about the idea of transferring consciousness, or destroying all your atoms and then reforming them exactly they are in another point of the universe. As far as I'm concerned, that means I die. Sure, there is another thing of my consciousness somewhere else that continues on as if nothing happened, but this consciousness right here would die and would cease to
consciousness
exist.
ends and a new one starts.
And I've actually thought about this. So this is one interesting thing I want to sort of remember. It's the idea that what if that is what happens every time you go to sleep? Every time we go to sleep, the consciousness that we have ceases to exist and we actually die in that unconsciousness. But then we wake up again and we just think we think that we didn't die, but we did. So every day we are dying, but we don't realize it. Or perhaps that happens in surgery when we go in. And of course, there's problems in figuring out how consciousness is without memory. Like there's continuity, and there seems to be continuity anyway. But it is quite an interesting one, and I quite like thinking about that sort of thing, because it's like, could there be a way in which this discontinuity in our consciousness happens on a regular basis, but there would be no way to figure out whether it does or not.
It's so bizarre, because it's like you wouldn't do it, but then if you just stepped out of a teleporter, you wouldn't think two things of it.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be you, right?
Yeah, sure.
It would be you in every physical sense.
Okay, if you were a consciousness that had just stepped out of an elevator, of a teleporter, you'd just be like, well...
Yeah, it was like nothing happened. Yeah, it worked.
Right.
Great.
Oh, yeah, technically, the last part of my consciousness just died. Okay.
I mean, to the thing that walked out the teleporter, it would be like, well, I just walked through a teleporter and I did all the teleporter thing, nothing has happened. But yeah, there was something that died there was a consciousness previous that ceased to exist.
Let me just add another bit onto the end of this question then. So you wouldn't step into a teleporter, but would you be okay with somebody stepping into a teleporter?
I would tell them everything I'm telling them now. Do not do it. It's creepy and weird. If they really wanted to, they can do it. It's their obligation.
Let's say you were in love with somebody and they stepped into a teleporter.
I wouldn't like that at all. I would be very adamant at the end of the day, it's their decision, but I would be very vocal in my...
It's their decision to die.
Don't do it. Please don't do it, because...
But if they came out, would you still love them?
Of course, yeah. Because it's physically in every single way the same person. It's just...
But it's still a new person.
But it's not, because it's exactly the same person, but it's just a different set of atoms recombining to that exact same thing. But of course, I'm assuming, and this is only my assumption, that there is no continuity in the consciousness of the thing that is recombined. Of course, that is an assumption. We have to understand. We have to do a lot more work in understanding consciousness to really, answer this question. But as far as there is doubt there that I could get into that teleporter and cease to exist as my conscious experience currently is, and then something else would be alive in my place with all my memories and would be as if nothing happened, then of course, no, that I would never do that. And I would vocalize that people I care about should not do that either, because not because in any way it would change me, my life. I would be totally happy with the doppelganger who in every single way physically is exactly the same and is the same.
So you wouldn't feel weird about
it. They would have the same consciousness. It's just the previous consciousness ceased to exist.
Yeah, there was a break in the continuity.
That's
from your perspective, that's the only problem. Yeah,
exactly.
But that wouldn't weird you out. Okay.